quick question. Can you just clarify something on that? The DSP, when you go into the voice card 0, you say no DSP farm. You say DSP services, DSP farm. Okay. Whereas on MTP, actually, you don't do that. Is that correct? And you just go into the DSP farm itself.
That's correct. We would, and we'll do this on branch 1 as well because we haven't done that. We would actually do a show run pipe to section voice card or skinny or DSP farm. Let's clear off our screen before we enter that. We would issue DSP services DSP farm if this MTP was maximum session hardware and then our number. But because it's software, we don't actually use any DSPs for it. So when we do conference bridge and when we do transcoder, there is no option for only software. So we have to enable the DSP services DSP farm. But if we're using maximum session software or a software MTP, then we don't. Go ahead, David.
So with that now, pretty much you can't use that gateway for conference resources through the DSP farm service?
Currently, we can't. In our next task, we're going to be asked to configure that for the headquarter router. So we will be able to, as soon as we issue the DSP services DSP farm, we will be able to issue the conference bridges hardware. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and in the next task we'll try to provision the hardware first and see that there are no sessions available. Then we'll enable the DSP services DSP farm just to show you the kind of an inherent fact checking or dependency checking is a better way to say it within iOS to say that it won't let us configure them unless there are actually resources allocated to the task. Okay, so one of the nice things about doing this in one router is we don't really have to repeat everything. The only thing that's going to change is this naming. Okay, but I can pretty much come and say, copy that, as long as I still have an interface loopback, and I do, and paste it right here in this router. I'll copy this and register it as branch 1 underscore software. I call it dash or dash. Just stick with software MTP. Now there's no profile defined yet. That's okay. We'll remedy that. Now this is actually going to give me an error when I try to paste this because there's already a codec configured. So before I can do that, I need to say no codec G711 EULA, which is the configured codec. Then I can just paste all that right back in. Oops. Then I can actually paste all of this in and say no shut. And I'll just say no SCCP and SCCP to kind of bounce that. Show SCCP. This is still not going to be registered. In fact, it failed faster than the other one did because, of course, we need to go create this branch 1 entity. So let's jump back over to CUCM. We'll add a new. iOS Enhanced Bridge, give it the name, give it the proper device pool for region, trusted relay point, save, reset. Take it a little bit of time to reset. That's fine that it's rejected. In fact, sometimes we'll just want to go back out here and bounce it. And we're registered with .20. So now we've got our corporate headquarter, loopback.1, and branch 1, loopback.2, software MTP, registered with the CUCM server. Okay, so we'll just save those configs.